Alright folks, I was asked to make this video from Sister in Christ Marley, so I'm going to try to do so as quick as possible. I don't know. Just want to give all of you other brothers and sisters in Christ some understanding on things and some hope to know that God has not abandoned you. I'll start off with my testimony, and it's pretty long, and then I'll get down into it. So December of 2002, I decided I didn't want to live anymore. Don't know why. Didn't really have it that bad. I was 17. No, I was 18. Excuse me. I was 18 years old. And I took a whole bunch of Tylenol PMs. And next thing I knew, I had woken up in a place that was not nice, not pleasant. It was really dark, lava flow on each side. You could see everything, like outlines of everything from the lava creating a low light. And in front of me was a giant chair. It was probably as tall as a two-story house, if I had to say. I just don't like telling this story, I'm sorry. So this chair turned around, and a giant finger pointed at my face and said to me in a really eerie voice, "You see your future home." And then back in my body. Before that happened, I felt a fear come over me that I can't explain to anybody. So, very interested in that. Of course, I was given another chance. I started questioning everything. I didn't ever think to read the Bible or any of that. Of course, I wasn't a Christian back then. But I was very concerned about the afterlife after that. So, it took me years, still partying, still doing stupid stuff. It took me 10 years to finally find the truth and come to Christ. And I did. September of 2012, I got saved and baptized for the first time. In November of 2012, my youngest son was born. And it seemed like right after I got saved, everything went downhill. Everything. And that's okay. It's going to be worth it in the end. January 26, 2013, I went in my bedroom to get my baby boy out of his bassinet. I picked him up, and his head went straight back. Only thing I could do was scream to the top of my lungs. I screamed my wife's name, and I remember her meeting me between the bedroom and the living room, and she grabbed him out of my arms, and I don't remember anything else. Nothing. Autopsy report came back, said it was SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. That was a very traumatic experience. And I kind of fell away from the Lord for a little while after that. I still talked to him. I still prayed. I didn't pick up drinking, didn't do drugs. I just picked up a cussing habit, and I had a rage. Not against him. Didn't blame him. I just had a rage for everybody. Didn't matter who it was. Everybody in my daily life, someone walked past me, it looked at me wrong. I was ready to fight. That's just the way it was. I don't know why. I didn't like it, but it happened. 2 years go by, and I was just coming back to the Lord. You know, as it says in the Bible, the sheep that goes astray. Well, I went astray for a little while. And July 2015, I was 30 years old. I got injured at work. Didn't think it was that bad. I thought maybe that I had gotten carpal tunnel, because I had a hand specialist tell me they thought it was carpal tunnel. So I didn't really care to get it looked at further. I kept on trying to push through and push through. October rolled around and the pain got so intense that I couldn't stand it anymore. By this time it was all up in this area on both sides, and I knew something wasn't right. So I went to see a orthopedic, and they did a MRI of my back. They didn't check anything up here, just my back. And he found 2 degenerative discs in my back, and told me that if I didn't keep going, I was going to be in a wheelchair by the time I'm 50. I said, all right, Doc, I'll just keep on pushing through. Well, the job didn't want me to come back until they knew exactly what was wrong. I tried to explain to them this, my back problem, but they wanted to know what this was. So 2016, still on long-term disability, all that stuff, I get a letter in the mail. They terminated me. May of 2016, they let me go, and then long-term disability dropped me the very next day after they said they wouldn't. So we're struggling this time, and it took them another year to actually find the problem. I believe it was November of 2017 they found the problem. But before that, August, when we had that eclipse in 2017, I made a promise to the Lord, and I know we're not supposed to do that, but I've kept my promise this far. I told him that I would read 4 chapters a day in the Bible until I read it through and through, and then I would do it over again. Put it to you this way, it took me an entire year to read the Bible front to back, reading 4 chapters a day. I should be reading more. I know there's people out there that do, but that was a big step for me. I'm not a reader at all. I'm ADHD. Can't concentrate on anything for long periods of time. But anyways, November of 2017, I go in and they do another MRI, but they do up here, on the back of my neck and all that, to see what the problem is. Thought maybe I had a slip disc in my neck. Wasn't that. Doctor tells me, you may have this, but I highly doubt it. He said something, thoracic outlet syndrome. So he explained to me what it was. He said normally pitchers in the major leagues and things like that get it. And I was like, okay. So I called up a doctor that specializes that in Dallas, which is 3.5 hours for me. Get over there, made an appointment and got over there, and sure enough, wasn't carpal tunnel, thoracic outlet syndrome it is. How did I get that? I have no idea. All I know is he told me that I needed the surgery very, very soon, or I would die from blood clots. I said, okay. I wasn't going to have the surgery. I was just going to let the good Lord take me. I really was. My wife called and scheduled the appointment behind my back. So it was set for March 22nd, 2018. We did the surgery. Everything seemed fine. Come out of surgery. That was my first surgery I ever had in my entire life. But I come out of surgery and everything was fine. I was, eating and wanting to sit up and watch TV and all that stuff. I started feeling goofy that night, but I didn't think nothing of it. So I just went on to sleep. Woke up at 5 a.m. The nurse was in front of the bed with a computer, and she was rattling and must making a whole lot of noise. So I woke up and I asked her what she was doing. She said, I'm getting your medicine ready. And I says, okay. I started feeling weird, like very weird, like something wasn't right. And I told her that. I said, hey, something's not right. And she looked at me and she had this look on her face that concerned me. So I looked over at my wife. She had the same look. And I said, hey, I'm dizzy. And then, boop, lights out. Next thing I know, I'm coming to with a nurse on top of me, hollering in my face. I didn't know what she was saying. But when that happened, before the lights went out, I felt a peace come over me that was stronger than anything I ever felt in my entire life. My wife even said I was laying there flatlined with a smile on my face. It was beautiful. I wanted to stay in it. I really did. But I came back to whatever. It was weird because my vision came and then the sound came like right after. It was so weird. I could see her mouth moving and she was right in my face. I could see her mouth moving, but I didn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden I heard her say, "Tell us what we need to do." And I said, "What are you doing?" I was just asleep. And her exact words to me were, "Sir, nobody sleeps with their eyes open." Well, that was all it took for me. I knew what happened. Some people call it coded, whatever. I call it death, right? Your heart stops. You can't make your heart stop on your own unless you do something stupid like I tried to do in 2002. But anyhow, we got that happen. And, I stayed strong in my faith. After I came back to the Lord in 2015, I stayed. I didn't wander off anymore. 2019 rolls around. Found out my dad's cancer had spread all through his body. Now, he never smoked, drank, nothing. He was the best dad. I'm telling you, all my friends wanted him to be their dad. Didn't cuss. He was just cool. He was in man standards, he was a good man. Nobody's good in God standards. But we found out the cancer spread on March 1st. And they sent him home on hospice. I had all the faith in the world that he was going to pull through this because this wasn't the first time we've been given news like this. I kept my faith up until the end. 7 days later, he died. And I stayed right by his side. I'll tell people this. PTSD is a real thing. A lot of people deal with it that are Marines and EMT, police. Those people deal with it too. But when you find your child dead and have to go through some of the stuff that I've been through, you have it too. And it's been a uphill climb. And I don't care what anybody tells you. Becoming a Christian and actually believing, being a true believer, there's no shadow of doubt in your mind whatsoever that God is real and Jesus Christ came and died and rose again on the third day. There's no doubt in your mind. It's not rainbows and butterflies from then on. I'm telling you, your faith will be tested and tried. You'll go through all kinds of stuff. So if you don't feel Him, just know it's not Him, it's us. I've been down that road too. It's been a while. Probably, the beginning of this month, I had a dream. But before that, it was 2 or 3 months. See, when we don't feel Him, we're doing something wrong. It's not Him. He's there. He's always there. He never will abandon us. He'll never leave us. You just got to keep the faith and know that He is there. Look, y'all, if I can make it through the stuff I've made it through, then whatever you're going through, I promise you, you can too. Keep the faith. Keep reading His Word. If you read His Word and get to know Him, you will love Him. And when you love Him, you won't want to depart from that. Anybody can say, yes, I accept Jesus in my life, and not read His Word and never love Him. Because how can you know somebody if you don't talk to Him, if you never heard from Him? That's what His Word's for us to get to know Him. And when we get to know Him and love Him, He knows us too. Trust me, things will get better. It may not in this life, but things will get better. Once that trumpet sounds, and I believe firmly it's going to be soon. Once that trumpet sounds, y'all, all this stuff here, that's not going to matter to us at all. How about that? keep the faith. God bless all of you.